Okay guys, in this video we are going to take $100 and turn it into $1 million. Okay guys, if you listen to absolutely everything I'm about to tell you, and with a little bit of luck, we can do this. Step one, immediately, you need to become homeless right away because your rent is going to what? $100 into $1,000. 1,000. The email said $1 million. This took me like 2 months. I missed Shark Week for this. 1,000. Fantastic. All right, guys, $100 into $1,000. This is gonna take 5 minutes. Okay guys, in all seriousness, this video is not clickbait. I am gonna show you how to take $100 and turn it into $1,000 using an awesome process called compounding interest, which I personally think is one of the coolest things ever. And for some reason, most people don't know about it, and the few of them that do aren't really using it to their advantage. But let me explain to you quickly how compounding interest works. Let's say that you have $100 and it's sitting in your savings account that is earning 1% interest per year. That means every single year that $100 earns 1% of itself that's added onto it in year 2. And 1% of 100, if you can do math, is $1, which means after 1 year, you now have, including the interest that has accumulated on the balance, $101. Because that extra dollar we earned from year 1 itself earns another 1 cent for us in year 2. And if you get the picture, basically this process just keeps going and going and going. And ultimately, the amount of interest that we earn every single year increases because the principal or the original amount of money that we have in the account continues to grow as well. Now, obviously, earning $1 over the course of a year is really not impressive. And to be brutally honest, most savings accounts actually earn less than 1% a year. That was kind of generous. It's just easy to do math with 1%. Most of them are going to be a fraction of a percent, which is another reason, by the way, that you should never keep your long-term financial nest egg invested in a savings account because it's really not saving you any money. In fact, it's actually decreasing in value because the value of the dollar decreases at a rate faster than the interest rate builds onto your principal. For example, that $100 at 1% sitting in your savings account for 25 years, at the end of 25 years, even with the benefit of compounding interest, is going to be just barely $128. It's still not impressive. Nobody cares. $28 over 25 years is not something to celebrate. But let's say that we could find another place to put that same $100 that didn't earn 1%. Let's say we could find something closer to 10%, which is only a difference of 9%, but 9% is gonna make a big difference. I mean, it's going to make a huge difference. So instead of putting that money into a savings account, let's invest it into the S&P 500. If you're wondering what the S&P 500 is, basically the S&P 500 is a collection of the 500 largest companies in the United States. So that $100 is really being broken up into 500 pieces and sprinkled all around the industry into companies like Microsoft, Apple, Google, and about 497 other companies. And the reason that we want to buy into the S&P 500 instead of just buying a few hand-picked stocks is because the S&P 500, because there are 500 companies in this collection of stocks, the risk is spread out over 500 different companies, which means if some of them go bankrupt or some of them have bad years, most of the companies are going to stick around and they're going to do well enough that the whole portfolio of stocks within that 500 is going to continue to grow up. And if you're wondering how much more interest your money is going to make when you invest it in the S&P 500 compared to the lame 1% you get in your savings account, it's a lot more. Since its inception over 90 years ago, historical average returns of the S&P 500 are 9.8% per year, which is almost exactly 10 times more than what you get in your savings account. So putting that $100 in a savings account after 25 years, we're only earning $28 on top of it. It's not that impressive. But if we take that same $100 and we increase the interest rate to 9.8%, like what we would get in the S&P 500, after 25 years, we have just over $1,000. So would you rather make $28 on your $100 or $900 on your $100? I'm gonna go with $900 because that's more money. So just by letting that money sit and compound on top of itself in the S&P 500, while we literally do nothing, in fact, these other 500 companies are doing all of the work for us, just letting it sit there for 25 years, we make $900. That's pretty crazy. So guys, that is by far the easiest way to take $100 and turn it into $1,000 with no catches and no gimmicks. And in fact, these other companies are actually gonna go out and do the work for us. We just have to give them $100, split it up into 500 pieces, hope most of them survive, which they probably will. And at the end of 25 years, we have made 10 times our initial return. So the next time you're at Target and you see that $100 stand mixer that you know you are going to use exactly 2 times, don't buy it. Take that money and invest it into the S&P 500 instead, because it's gonna make you a lot more dough. Dough, money, it's a mixer. You mix dough. The dough goes in the mixer. It's like a money joke. You're not funny. I thought it was funny. Anyway guys, I'll see you in the next video.